So today I'm going to be working with a group of online coaches. We're going to be training for 1 hour, and we're going to be working on creating desire in the hearts and minds of the guest. And this is an interesting thing. You got to have two ingredients. There are two must-have ingredients to be able to have anyone buy from you. The first one, which is what we're going to focus on today, is desire. This isn't why they want something. You don't ask why questions when you're having a buying conversation with someone. Anybody that says, so why now? Or anybody that says, so why would you want to get on a call with me? What you're doing is by asking why, it's a trigger. And I'll give you an example. There were times in your life, and you're going to hear me say this to this group, there are times in your life when you were young, when you were just a child, and you had a parent or you had an authority figure, could have been a teacher, could have been a coach from a sports team, and they say to you, why'd you do that? Just that moment as a child will leave an imprint on you. So imagine you're in the middle of a conversation with someone, you're having a sales call, and during that sales call, you go, so why now? Trigger. So the key here is change your why questions to what questions. What makes this the right time as opposed to why now? Eliminate anything that's going to create resistance. You've got to learn these skills. And again, it's one thing to learn something. It's something completely different to know it. To know it unconsciously, and then you have that unconscious competence. That's the pro level. Here's one of the biggest mistakes that salespeople make. They've learned something and they think they know it. Just because you've learned something doesn't mean that you have mastery over it. You've got to put in the reps. You could learn how to do a golf swing. You could learn how to do a kettlebell swing. You could learn how to do a deadlift. You can learn how to cook a beef Wellington like Gordon Ramsay. Just because you've watched the video doesn't make you a fucking chef. You've got to put in the reps. And that's what I'm going to do with these people today. So pay attention, because it's time right now, like right now, there is a recession, and I'm going to be mentioning to these people this as well. There is a huge recession in human interaction. Everybody's going email, text, AI, and they're missing out on making a connection. So without desire, there is no sale. And you can't get to urgency without having deep-rooted desire. That's what we're practicing today with this group. All right, 7-figure scaling systems. It is time. I can't hear you, Harrison. Talk to me, brother.
You're standing up as well.
Attaboy. I love it. Welcome here. Welcome. I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing fantastic. Like, I got some big wins going on. It's fantastic. How about you? Talk to me. What's a win of the week? Talk to me about a big win.
Yeah, so I've been on a half-an-hour call with one of my clients. It's a very inspiring story. If any of you have my Instagram, it'll be on my Instagram. I'm going to put it on my YouTube. This guy spent 13 years as a heroin addict, and he's been clean for 14 months. He's been working with me. He's now 102 kilos and lean with abs. He's a fucking unit. And I got him on a call because I had to record the whole thing. And it gave me goosebumps. You have to give it a watch, because it's one of those ones where it will blow your fucking mind.
This is the driver. Remember, I've asked people before, what is your why? Harrison, you've just given yours. You're making a difference in people's lives. The money is important. It's not the most important. The money's going to fucking show up when you absolutely impact people and you help them transform. Love it, man. Congratulations. Anthony, looking fly, man. What's up, brother?
Hello, mate. All good, man. All good. How you say? Good?
Yeah, fabulous. April 9th, 30% above my number from last month. So got to keep the momentum going. And there's reasons for that. I'll be sharing with you guys that. How about you? What's a win? Talk to me.
This week, do you know what I had? Last week March was a great month for me. March was, I took on my 20 clients, right? It was a really good month. And then I thought I'm going to chill beginning of April, because I was quite busy. So all week, I had a really chill week, April, but I had 3 calls on Friday, and I closed them all. Closed them all on Friday, so 3 out of 3, which was cool. And then, so I'm kind of, just chilling a little bit this week again. Hopefully have another strong back end to the week. So, yeah, good, mate. It's going well.
Yeah.
So, a quick question for you, mate.
Yeah.
And whilst we're talking, when you reveal the price, so before you drop the price, it's like, what do you say? So I've been saying, like, hey, so do you want to see what the investment is? And then they go, yeah, for sure. And I show, is it worth like saying like, hey, it's probably no, because if it was, you'd tell us to do it. But like asking them what you think it's going to be.
No,
Don't do that.
no, don't do that.
Okay.
Because if you're a shrewd negotiator, I'll tell you what I would do. If you ask me what is it I was thinking it was going to be, I'm immediately going to go to 10% of what my expectation is. I'm going to negotiate the shit out of you, and then you're going to resent me. And in the middle, like if you had a 10K program, I'm going to say, well, I don't know, $900. I know in my mind it's like 10. Look, buyers are going to want to do that to you. So if you ask a question and you don't know what the answer is going to be, you ask a question in your repertoire when you are practically certain what the answer will be. So if you say, what do you think the investment is? And you're not sure what they're going to say, and I can tell you, that's going to be hit or miss, just remove it from the list. Yeah, it's hit or miss. It's too risky. Because what would your reaction be if you had a 10K program, Anthony, and you said, so Joe, what do you think the investment is? And I turned around and I said, 900?
I'd laugh.
Yeah, right. And if you'd laugh, how would that make me feel immediately?
But I think, but I'll do it.
I'd feel stupid.
But I'll do it in a way where I'm not going to do it, but I would do it in a way where it's like, come on, listen, you get always come on, I'll tell you, it's not online.
Now you're backtracking. It's already the separation of the relationships doing this, right? Yeah. It's almost like, oh, come on, like there's nothing that you can do to get it. So don't go there. Like you do what you want, Anthony, right? You've told me, right? It's spares, baby. Take it, keep the meat, throw away the bone. I would suggest to not. I'm not saying that you hey, do what you want. Just my preference would be not. Okay? Yeah. And I'm glad that you're on a streak. Do me a favor. Do everyone here a favor. Don't let your foot off the fucking gas. Right now, if you're 3 for 3 on Friday, like everybody else should be feeling the same way. The second that you start feeling it, like complacency is the fucking devil, you guys. You know what happens? Well, I only let's say it's I'm just going to throw around numbers. I need 5K to, to live. So now you hit 5K or you hit 6K in sales, and it's like, yeah, okay. Foot off the gas, put your feet up, start watching Netflix, start farting around on YouTube. There's cat videos. Guys, go back to what Harrison said at the beginning. Harrison's like, watch my Instagram, look at this shit. I'm making a huge difference to somebody like that's the fire. That's the fire. So Anthony, awesome. And keep going, man. Wooley's already got his hand up. Love it. Young man, what is going on? We got how many IFBB pros do we have on this call? Where did Neil go? Neil was here. All right.
Right, so Joe, quick question. So I had a guy that I did a sales call with.
Yep.
It was a while back. I've been reaching out to him. He said that he'll be ready to start at the beginning of March.
Yep.
At the end of March, excuse me. Then, obviously, April start. I reached out to him, and he sent me a message yesterday. I just want to read it to you, and so you can take concept from the message as well. So the message I sent him on Saturday this week is just, I hope this message finds you well and in good spirit. Just wanted to check in with you to see how things are going with you and your training and nutrition so far this year. So that was my message to him. He replied to me saying, hey, well, apologies for the radio silence. Was not intentional. Dealing with a few family matters. Once they settle down, I will be back focused on my training. Hope all is well with you. How would you take that?
How would I take that? I would say, Wooly, you're clearly going through a significant amount of stress right now.
Yeah.
What is it that you need to do to be able to reduce some of that stress? You got to keep the conversation going. You've got to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, for me, I need to train. I can't stay out of the gym because that's always been my therapy. That's where I treat it.
Right. So I'm not telling them that they have to train to reduce stress. I'm asking them a question. What is it that they need to do to be able to acknowledge the fact that, and it's not, I hear that you're under a lot of stress. Okay, that's rookie stuff. Let's go into black belt level. Black belt level is you're using a you statement and you're labeling the emotion. You're under a lot of stress right now. This is creating a lot of anxiety for you. When family stuff is going on, it puts you in turmoil. First name, what do you need to do, whatever their name is. So Wooly, what do you need to do for yourself right now to reduce that stress? Question mark. Continue the conversation. What that shows you care. It's not about buy my shit so you can reduce your stress. That's not how it's going to work. Does that make sense?
Do you think that? Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm going to do it right on this course. As soon as
Good.
I finish talking, I'm going to read it. Do you think a voice note will work better, or do you think a written message
Yes.
will work better?
Video is the best. Like 55% of the way we communicate is body language. So pick up your phone and go, hey, Wooly. And like you get the nice thing about a video is you get to watch it over and go, okay, that's good. Am I being authentic in this? It's like, hey,
his name's Lee, so
yeah.
his name's Lee.
So it's like, you just call it out for what it is. There's a level of impatience that's happening right now for everybody. Let's just call it for what it is, myself included. During the pandemic, it was easy to get people on calls. Like to get people to just book a call, no problem. Does anybody remember the pandemic? If you were in this business while like people were shut down in COVID, it was easy. You guys know the reasons, right? They had nowhere else to go. They were stuck. They couldn't go out to bars, restaurants, travel. They couldn't go to concerts. They couldn't go to the gym. They had no choice, and they had money now. In some cases, depending on what country you're in, the government was giving them money to spend. So the online thing has changed completely. So now the sales cycle is taking longer. And some of you are getting impatient. I'm one of them, by the way. I get it. So there's the formula that I've talked about this before. Yeah, I've talked about this before, and it's the importance of your 7-11-4 formula. Does anybody remember the 7-11-4 formula that I talked about? Yes, Alvin's going no. Okay. I want a quick win from Veronica because she got early on the call. Just quick. Young lady, give me it. And then Alvin, I'm giving you the 7-11-4. Don't worry, bro. And then we're jumping into desire, which is a theme for today. So Veronica, what is your win of the week? Big, small, business, personal.
Well, basically, I'm making too much money for the way I'm currently doing it legally. So I'm going to open up a business in Dubai.
First world problems. I love it. Good for you. Money. Yeah, good. Money problems like that. Congratulations. Keep it up, girl. All right. 7-11-4. All right. Yeah. No worries. You got to have 7 hours of content that is consumable. You can have 50 hours of content that's out there. And if your content sucks, nobody's going to consume it. So you have to have 7 hours of quality content that people just gobble up over 11 different instances in 4 different locations, which could include live and in person, you speaking in front of a group, doing a Zoom call like this, and then placing it, whether it's live or placing it on your YouTube channel later. You'll see me recording. I've got a camera going right now. I'm looking right at the camera. So I've got this going on, and then people are hearing voices and they can see and hear that, right? This is part of the process. So if you do group check-ins with people, record that shit because it's valuable. It's social proof. We have to get patient with this, and we've just got to keep creating more content. All right, let's get into desire. I want to share this with you. So my friends, there are 2 magic ingredients in the buying conversation that are required to be able to make a sale. The first one, right after you build rapport, during discovery, you've built up your SMART goals. Then the first one is desire. The second one is urgency. Those are the 2 magic ingredients. People suck at this part. This is the part of the objection prevention system. So remember, what we've done at the beginning of a call is, and again, right, you've created your 7-11-4 of content. You're the brand within the brand, whether you're a coach or you have people on your team that work for you. They should be creating content for themselves as a member of your team. And then they build rapport with people and they have fun and they congratulate people when they get on the call. And then you got to work on these 2 magic ingredients. The first one is desire. The second one is urgency. You can't get to urgency without desire. You're skipping it. And before you get into that, you have to do your SMART goals. We've done this before. We're going to do this again. In fact, we're going to do SMART goals at the end of the month on the 30th. If you want to make a sale where there's literally zero objection, as including what Anthony talked about of how do I get to the price? What do I say before I drop the price? How you get to the price won't even matter if you do this part really well. If you've got specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound goals, and you've built rapport, you've created desire and urgency, and you've committed to the way that you align, inspire, you find out the person's motivation so that you can empower them to do what? Decide. That's your job. The privilege that everybody on this call has is coaching people. The work that you have to do is create content, get leads, and sell them. And sell them not to be manipulative, sell them because it's helping them. And if you don't create desire during this process, you won't make a sale. If you don't create desire, what do you need to do to be able to create desire? You need to ask the right questions. And just remember, there are going to be people that they're going to tell you their deep-rooted desire, and they've probably never said it out loud before. They've thought it. They've never taken the time to think about it. And what we're going to do is we're going to get them to think about it. The factor of the objectionless sale. I want to clarify something with you. You've heard me say this before. People buy based on emotion and justify with logic. The urgency question gets them to the logic space. We're not doing that yet. What we're doing at the very moment to earn the right is we've gotten 3 SMART goals. They're specific, they're measurable, they're actionable, realistic, and timely. Once you've got that shit down, then you can start asking TED-based questions. TED-based questions. Tell me how it feels. RFN. RFN means right frickin' now. Not tell me how it's going to feel 6 months from now. You're skipping. A lot of you, when I audit people's phone calls or I audit people's Zooms from a sale, you're skipping far ahead and you're going into the future and you haven't held the pain in your hand. And they haven't thought about the pain either because most people want to avoid it. It's like avoiding that conversation, the big white elephant in the room. Like you're in a relationship with somebody and you got to talk about some heavy shit. The argument that you had previously and somebody's going to have to break the ice. This is the work. So you can learn it or you can fucking know it. And knowing it means you've put in the reps and you've practiced enough that, okay, I can step into this. I can lean into these tough conversations. Every one of you have to go into this from a perspective of leadership. You have to lead. So how do you lead? You get your SMART goals. Harrison, I got you. You get your SMART goals and then you go, all right, Alvin, based on everything that we talked about so far, and I'm going to give you an example because I've prepped our call. Go figure. Joe's prepped a call? No way. Yeah. So I've got examples of Sarah, the busy mom with an athlete's heart. Sarah's got 3 SMART goals. She wants to drop 15 pounds in 12 weeks while keeping muscle tone with structured meal planning. She wants to train 4 times a week by balancing family and work responsibilities. And she wants to improve endurance and energy levels by prioritizing hydration and recovery. Now the question is, what is her desire? And I'll get you guys to figure that out. This is going to be the first of a few role plays that we're all going to do together. Harrison, I'm going to answer your question before we get started.
Yeah, so just obviously the structure of the conversation. So you dig deep on pain currently, then you dig deep on where they won't be in 6 months' time, then you go into pleasure. Is that correct?
So yeah, so it's where are you now? It'll literally look like this. If I'm going to go structure tactically, it'll be Harrison, right? We've done SMART goals, and this is how I will literally do it. It'll be, so Harrison, let me go over some of these goals that you've written, that I've got here for us. And if I use Sarah as my example. So the first thing is you want to, in 12 weeks, we want to let go of 15 pounds for good while maintaining muscle tone and having structured meal planning. You also only want to train 4 days a week because you don't want to have, overwhelming training times because you want to be able to spend time with your family and you still have work to do. And then ultimately, you also want to be able to improve your endurance and energy levels by prioritizing hydration, which means we said that we're going to make it a goal to get 3 liters of water per day over the course of these next 12 weeks. Does that sound that we've got all of this covered so far? Yeah, excellent. So I've got another series of questions that I have to ask based on these. It's going to help me get to know you a little bit better. Is it okay if I can continue on?
Yes.
Okay. So you know what I just did? I get a check to proceed question. Now, I'm about to go deep. I didn't say, these next questions are, now you can say this if you want. You can say, these next questions I'm gonna go deep here. You can choose to do that because you can frame it.
Would that not put the barrier up, though?
Well, that's just it. So I go, hey, listen, these next few questions based on these goals, these next few questions I need to ask just so I get to know you a little bit better. Is it okay if I ask you some of these? Of course, like it sounds light. Then tactic 1 is in the moment. So Harrison, or in this case, it's Sarah. Sarah, tell me what it feels like right now, in the moment, when you're 15 pounds heavier than you want to be, and you're clearly busy and you don't have the structure for your training. Tell me what that feels like when you wake up in the morning and you see yourself in the mirror. Tell me what you're feeling.
It's very overwhelming because I know I can be a better mother. I know I can be in better shape. I just feel like I'm quite stuck though.
Wow.
Seeing myself in the mirror and not being where I want to be definitely is very frustrating.
So you want to be a better mother. Like, I'm going to go right to the emotion piece. Right? So you want to be a better mother. Explain to me what being a better mother is to you.
I just want to be a role model for my kids. I want them to look up to me and aspire to be like me. And I don't want them to follow the same bad habits as I'm doing now.
So you've got bad habits and you're feeling fear that your kids are going to pick up on these bad habits. And God forbid, imagine that your kids go down this road that you're currently on. So describe to me what happens if we don't do something about this and it's 12 weeks or even 24 weeks from now and you've done nothing. Describe to me what that would feel like.
First of all, it makes me feel rubbish. It makes me feel like I should do something
rubbish.
About it. It might probably make me feel worse than where I am now.
Feel worse. And so if you keep going down this road, what happens with your children? What do they do?
It's going to follow me and follow the habits that I'm doing now, which is not what I want to do.
Yeah. So you clearly don't want that. So tell me this. If you could see yourself now, want to do this, I want you to imagine it's 12 weeks from now. Okay? I want you to just close your eyes, imagine it's 12 weeks from now, and you've let go. You've released those 15 pounds for good. Tell me what that feels like.
Oh, that feels amazing. I can't actually put it into words. It means so much to me.
Yeah. It feels amazing. So now describe to me what your children are thinking. What are your kids thinking when they see mom?
They're going to think I'm a leader. I'm an alpha mom.
Alpha mom. Yeah. Congratulations. See where I'm going with this, guys? And I'm just taking my time with it. And this is practice. This is the practice. And by the way, I went quick with Harrison. Harrison was being helpful. Sometimes you're going to get resistance from someone, and that's okay. What you need to do is you need to keep asking those feel in the now. So here's how it went. How does it feel right now? Keep going till you feel the pain. Then it's the even more painful, what the fuck happens if we don't do this? Just tell me what that feels like. Explain to me what that feels like. Describe me, and then link together emotion. Once you get all the way to the end of that thread of where the pain is now and what it would happen if you don't, then you future pace. That's when you future pace. Because what we've done is we've created a gap. And the gap is, based on SMART goals, what is it going to feel like when? And then the ultimate desire. What's the ultimate desire? The ultimate desire for this person, your ex is called Sarah. Sorry, brah. That was like just complete random.
I was thinking he wants to like come into your screen and just.
Yeah. So what was it for Sarah? The ultimate desire is she wants to be a role model to her mom. So then now you go into the temperature check question. And the temperature check question would be, again, you earn the right. This is the whole thing. You've got to earn the right to the buying conversation roadmap. Did I do this correctly? Am I at the end of whatever this step is? Yes. Next step. Next step. Next step. So in the step of desire, I'm there. Then I go, so Sarah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important and urgent is it for you to be able to drop these 15 pounds in 12 weeks, to only train 4 days a week while balancing your family life and work responsibilities so that you can get your 3 liters of water in every day to improve your endurance and energy levels, so ultimately be the best version of yourself so your children are going to be able to look up to you? Like, you see what I did? Smarkle, 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 effing desire. That's the thing that's going to drive. And then it's like, I want that now. Urgency, logic, and you got to practice this. And most people suck at this part. They suck at SMART goals, let alone desire. And then what most people do is I want to lose 20 to 30 pounds. Oh, I can help you. Let me pitch. It's like, what? All right. Couple of questions, and then we're going into the exercise. And we're not going to use Sarah. Don't worry. I've got 9 other people all set up for you guys. I'm ready. All right. Anthony, question.
Joe, that's great. That was really quick. Like you said, you went quick. And obviously, Harrison, obviously, us being in this mentorship, we know where the conversation wants to go. Obviously, when we talk to guests, they don't know where we want to take it. So obviously, Harrison subconsciously taking you where, they've done a great job. But you went quick. Like,
I went quick for the sake of the fact that we've got an hour on a group call. Yeah.
Of course. What I'm saying is how you got it. You got the desire straight away, right? But like, how much would you linger around those points to get it? And when do you know you've got enough before you move on?
There's got to be some level of emotion. It doesn't need to be somebody crying. It needs you just got to be able to feel it. There's an instinct to this, and this is where with time you'll be able to see somebody either feeling frustrated, or they'll tell you like this is it. And if you're stuck, there's always tell me a little bit more about that. I need to understand this. If you can't tell me, explain to me, describe to me. Tell me tell me a little bit more about that. If you're stuck, then move on. You shouldn't be stuck. So how do you feel it? You'll see it on their face. You'll hear it in their voice. I don't need to have somebody cry to be able to feel an emotion. That's some people literally, that's their deal. I'm going to get them to cry on this call. Like, what are you doing? No, I just need to understand. Remember, what's my goal in this, Anthony? I need to understand you. So for me to fully understand, I'm going to keep asking you questions, not to be an asshole. I'm doing it to understand so that I can make sure that when I put the emotional label on, I affect label it, I go, wow, Anthony, you're feeling stressed. And when you're feeling stressed, what are some other emotions that as an adult we can associate with stress? Well, you can feel that, which is really irritating. And what that happens is it creates worry and fear for you. And ultimately, it makes you nervous. And as you're labeling these different emotions that adults can truly define, it's going to click. And that, again, it's what's happening in the now. What happens if you don't do this? Now imagine the future. That part of what's happening now and what happens if you don't, sit in it longer. It's okay. Jeffrey.
Hey Joe, hi. Quick question. So I had a sales call the other day, and basically this guy told me something I wasn't expecting, which was that he hadn't been intimate with his wife for like a year and a half. So it kind of took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting sort of an answer like that. And I'm not too sure, like based on what you're saying with desire, like how long I sit in that, and keeping in mind that I also want to like hold the frame as like a health coach and not somebody who can like promise fixing his marital issues.
No, yeah, great question. First of all, congratulations, truly. To have someone on a call to be able to share with you that, know this, you're doing something right. This is great news, okay? Number one. Number two, and this goes with similar to where Anthony's question was coming from. Everybody should do this exercise before you go on your next calls if you haven't done this already. What are 5 emotional states that your guests are feeling right now? And they're not happy states, because if they were happy and everything was fulfilled, they wouldn't call you with a problem. So they've got a problem. So what's the problem? Your ideal clients have a certain emotional state that they're feeling right now. Write them down. Write them down and know that that's the goal that you need to dig into with the right questions to get them to tell you. Now, what happens when somebody is not regularly intimate with their wife? How do you think they feel, Jeffrey? I'm going to put it on you. What is he feeling in that moment?
He's really frustrated and
He's frustrated. What else?
And just upset that he can't be the man to show up for his wife, that his wife will desire him.
Excellent. So go, just tell me, just label off emotions now. He's frustrated. He's upset. What else?
Anthony's talking.
You know what else is happening? He's likely feeling disrespected.
Yeah.
And he's likely
Yeah.
for himself, when he looks at himself, he's feeling shame.
He said they're fighting a lot because of it. Yeah.
When you can label those emotions, when somebody's open enough to be able to share with you a current situation that is heartfelt, because you're holding the doctor frame, Jeffrey, it's okay for you to turn around and go, wow, you're feeling this way. And yeah, I mean, Anthony, you're right. He's likely feeling horny. There's nothing wrong with that. And he's also afraid of getting rejected by the person that he's married to. Like, guys, this is huge. It's huge. By the way, women also feel this way towards their lovers. They're you know, like we all know, like for men, it's pretty easy. You got to feed us and you got the other F word and we're happy, right? You know. And by the way, most men on this call will admit that, you know, if you go without for a long time, a woolly mammoth will do. So like however, I mean, I'm cracking a joke and yet I'm not. Like, because what happens here is it's completely different for women. And so again, that feeling, we're driven by emotion, you guys. Yeah, it is a simple life. And that's the thing. We're driven by emotion. These people are coming to us on Pain Island. They're going through something that's really, really painful. And it does, again, painful could be irritating. Your job to do this well is to ask enough questions to create that, hey, I'm irritated, to suddenly like, hey, this irritation, this little scab is a freaking boil and I need to lance the damn thing. What questions can you ask to get somebody to feel like, I got to get rid of this because it's actually affecting the way I think and ultimately the way I feel. Come back to it. Average salespeople sell specs. I got this program. We're going to do this for 12 weeks. You're going to get the exercise, the nutrition, and the accountability. Average. Good salespeople are going to sell the outcome. I'm going to get you to your SMART goals, and you're going to feel, but the best salespeople don't sell outcomes. They sell the feeling. When we work together, you're going to have this transformation, and you're going to look, and ultimately you're going to feel a certain way. Tell me what your life is going to feel like when you've trimmed down and you've gotten to this level where you now fit back into those pants again. Tell me what that's going to feel like. Along the process, tell me what it's going to feel like along the way when you start to see shape in your stomach, where you can actually start to see some ravioli coming onto your stomach, where you actually have abdominals. What is that going to feel like as that starts to build up? What do you think your wife is going to, like, we start asking these questions along the way of the journey. What are the odds that you, going through this physical transformation, what are the odds that you will also have a spiritual as well as a mindset transformation? There's your question, Jeffrey. Because everybody on this call knows, as we change our state, we change our spirit, that energy, and we change our mindset. If you guys are feeling off, guess what? Start doing some squats, man. Like, walk around, stand up on your freaking calls. I mean, like, do it. Do 20, 30 push-ups before a call so that we could one day have a chest like Neil's. All right. Does that make sense though, you guys? Energy is the key. Yeah. It's okay to ask if they can see that self in that. Yeah. Again, you've got to earn the right to get to that part, Renato. So you pain in the moment, pain if you don't do it, then future pace. And then you go, and instead of saying, can you see yourself in that position? It's, tell me what it would feel like. Tell me what it will feel like. Tell me what it feels like 6 months from now. Close your eyes. It's 6 months from now. You've dropped those 15 pounds. You've got abs for the first time in your life. I want you to tell me what it feels like. What does it feel like? And get them to explain it. As opposed to, can you see yourself being there? No, forget it. I want you to see yourself being there. Okay, now what does it feel like? 100% of the people can see themselves being there if you do this process correctly.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, kids, we got a half hour-ish, 27 minutes. So Here's how we're going to do this. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to ask me a feel-based question based on the SMART goals of this next avatar. The next avatar, a guy by the name of Mike. Mike is a former athlete. Mike is a former athlete. This is the part where you take notes because I'm not showing you Mike's stuff. I mean, I could. However, come on, guys. We're doing sales practice for a reason here. The 3 SMART goals for Mike are the following. He wants to pack on 10 pounds of lean muscle. He wants to pack on 10 pounds of lean muscle in 16 weeks. Not impossible. Again, former athlete. So we know we've got something that's called muscle memory. So it's not impossible. He wants to burn body fat. This is tough. Not impossible. He wants to cut body fat from 18% to 12% within 5 months. And he wants to maintain his strength. He doesn't want to get necessarily super strong. He just doesn't want to lose strength along the way. And he wants to increase his squat and his deadlift by 50 pounds in 4 months. And there's reasons behind this. They're field-based reasons. There's field-based reasons. There's field-based reasons. Harrison, calm down, young man. I'm gonna go over this with you guys again. All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll make this easy. I'm gonna put this up on screen for you guys. And I'm gonna remove the desire part. All right. I'm gonna make sure you guys can't see it. All right. Mike is the former athlete reborn. We're taking this from one of my clients, Darren Mailing. He's from Freak Fitness. He's actually Canada's #1 IFBB pro coach. He's made more IFBB pros in Canada than anyone else. So he's now dealing with Mike, the former athlete. SMART goals are pack on 10 pounds of lean muscle in 16 weeks. Cut body fat from 18 to 12 within 5 months and increase squat and deadlift by 50 pounds in 4 months. So you've just said, hey, I want to be able to ask you a little bit more personal questions. So I get to know you better. Use TED. Tell me, explain to me, describe to me how it feels in the moment. You guys got to figure out, based on these 3 SMART goals, you can pick one, but figure out what's the desire. Where's it going? There's no wrong way to do this. You've just got to keep doing it until you figure out what the desire piece is. All right? Harrison, you had a question? Or did that help you?
Yeah, it's just obviously those goals don't make fucking sense. He wants to maintain his strength, but he wants to increase his squat deadlift, and he somehow wants to gain muscle mass.
Right. Hey, listen, man, we're just doing an exercise. Don't worry. I chat GPT'd this shit, okay? So it's like it just came up. We're using it for the sake of the exercise. So I'm with you. Like remember, I was going like, ooh, okay? I get it. Use the data, and now how do you, even if you can have SMART goals that are realistic, and then the question is, do they blend together? And then you still got to figure out what's the desire behind it before you pitch them. I'm not pitching them anything at this point. So, okay. So, he's vegan? Okay, you guys, just stick to the plan. All right, Harrison, you go first.
So, Mike, I'm just going to ask a few personal questions, just so I've got a real idea of your exact goals, pain points, etc. moving forward. Would you be against that?
No, not at all.
Perfect. So just tell me how it makes you feel then, considering that you used to be a former athlete and someone who's very results driven, and when you look at yourself now, you are not at your best. Tell me how it makes you feel then.
Well, I mean, I'm not happy about it. Anthony?
Mike, you say you're not happy about it, and I understand. I appreciate you saying that. When you wake up in the morning and you see yourself in the mirror, describe to me what you feel looking at yourself today, right now, in comparison to the athlete you were back in the day.
I'd say a little disappointed. Jeffrey?
Mike, thanks for telling me how you feel and that you're disappointed and you don't quite feel the way you did before. Please, could you tell me, just elaborate a bit on what disappointed means to you?
Well, it means I wish I could look like I did a while, like, years ago. Like I want to be able to turn back the clock. Veronica, if you don't know the question, by the way, just say pass, but you know the question. Go ahead.
You mentioned that you kind of want to turn back the time. Tell me, Mike, what do you see when you look into the mirror right now?
You know what? I see potential. I know that sounds bizarre. I just see the potential. And yeah, and it's just frustrating that it's not happening. Alvin.
What happens if you don't reach that potential?
Well, then I'm going to probably, blow up and look more like the Michelin Man as I get older. Bahre, I'm being realistic here, by the way. Like this guy is guarded, obviously. Guys got to dig. Bahre, go ahead.
So if you don't get back on track, Mark, how do you feel you might feel like in next 3 months?
Probably the same. Neil?
So when you say the same and you're obviously not happy in that position, if you moved forward 6 months and you got some of that physique back to your former glory, and I think realistically 16 weeks we can make big steps forward, how would you feel then? How would that change your current day-to-day?
You know what? I'd likely feel more energized and more motivated. Wooly?
You mentioned that if you was to get back to where you were previously as an athlete, you probably feel more motivated and more energized. So what have you tried in the past that hasn't worked for you?
That hasn't?
Yeah.
Well, okay, what hasn't worked? I mean, I've tried the Noom app and I've tried like different apps. I've watched YouTube videos, and I've just, spoken to some different bros at the gym and nothing's working. Ashton.
Thanks for letting me know how you feel, Mike. I'm just looking here at some of your data, and obviously you have your squats and your deadlift that you want to improve by 50 pounds. Knowing that you're an athlete and that you're at, you have a certain level, how does it make you feel going into the gym and you hit those lifts and you don't really feel as strong and as comfortable as what you should?
I like it, Ashton. That's what gets me the most is that, I used to compete, and I'm not saying that I need to get back in the competitive space. I can't believe that I'm not as good as I just don't want to believe that like it's over. Renato.
Okay. Tell me what happened between the time you stopped competing and now. What caused you to not be as driving and not push your goals as much?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I felt burnt out, and I just like competing at that level before felt like a job, and I still want to be able to get the same results without necessarily having to put in all of that effing time. And Pizza and I started having a very intimate relationship. Anthony.
So, Mike, you're sitting at 18% body fat right now.
Okay, like I'm gonna back up a bit. We have to stay on target with something. I just gave you guys a hint, and I gave Ashton the like this is good. So Anthony, like focus on what I just gave you, because it's a driver here. There's a desire behind this. What was Ashton's question that hit me?
How do you feel basically being weaker?
Yeah, there's a great word. Former athletic guy, and he's go ahead, label it. What would you say?
So, Mike, you feel weak.
Who's got the balls to say that to somebody on a call? You all should. You're not calling him weak. I want to be very clear. You're not saying, Mike, you weak ass. That's not what you're saying. What you're saying is, Mike, with empathy, the 3 E's of sales. You've got to have energy, enthusiasm, and the big one is empathy. So empathy in this context is he's just said, I used to lift this much, and now I'm not. It's like, wow, Mike, you're feeling weak right now. Doesn't feel good. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, that's it. Just go into the emotion. No man is going to want to say, I feel weak. Like, that's not going to be the reaction. And what's interesting is all of these other SMART goals are going to fall to the wayside, because what's really going to happen is that there's going to be a driver here that, like, with strength comes size. With strength, right? So you could play on this based on the emotions. So Anthony, ask me the question one more time and label it.
So, Mike, you're feeling weak right now.
That's a statement. You got to follow that up with a question.
I was like, we're going to react. Tell me more about that.
Okay. Yeah. Right. And if somebody's feeling weak, right, you could, what are other emotions that, I want you guys to really consider this. What are other emotions that he is likely feeling based on the fact that he's feeling weak? Again, weak isn't necessarily an emotion. It's more of for him, it's factual based on the data. Now go with it. Dig deep into it. Anthony, what does he feel?
Insignificant.
Insignificant? Go deeper. What else?
Less than.
So less than. So he's unhappy.
Lack of confidence.
Hopeless, maybe. He might be feeling distressed. He might be feeling... What's that?
Downgraded. He's
downgraded. He's feeling miserable. Veronica, there you go. Unattractive. Like you can throw some of these words out and go, hey, you're feeling that. So it's like, you know what? You're a guy who used to lift at a competitive level, and now you're feeling ashamed that for whatever the reason, you're not there right now. Tell me what that feels like. Tell me what that feels like if you don't bring up that strength again. Harrison, next question.
So Mike, you go to the gym, you get on the squat bar, do a few reps, and then you can't get off the ground. You have to drop the bar in front of a busy gym and everyone's watching you. Tell me how that make you feel then.
So instead of explaining the situation, you could go into it, and this could be a multi-phased question, Harrison. And it could be like, so just out of curiosity, and I know that the exercise only allows one question. So just for the sake of this, it's like, what time of day do you go train? He'll tell you. Okay, so you're let's say it's 6 a.m. So the 6 a.m. club, those are all the regulars. And with all these regulars around, and you're not putting tell me, how much weight are you putting on the bar now as opposed to what you used to again? And I'm just going to round numbers. Okay, well, I used to dead, 500, and now I'm having to put, I'm at 405, right? I'm at 4 plates. I can't get beyond. So yeah. So what does lack of plates mean to you? What are you concerned about what other people are thinking right now? Now, sometimes somebody will say, I don't give a fuck. It's like, okay, clearly you don't. Because y'all know, right? We all work our egos. Every one of you, including you ladies, like everyone has one. We got to work the roots so we get the fruits. So now it's like, okay, so if we can work on your skill set and then improve that, what would that feel that now? We're at a point right now where the desire, we've hit the pain. Like the pain is there. What do you do next? Jeffrey, it's perfect time for you. We've hit the pain.
Then I'd say, thanks for telling me everything you've told me, Mark. Now I want you to imagine in 6 months' time, tell me how you would feel then if we are working together and everything's going according to plan.
Yes, and did anybody ask what happens if you do nothing? So go there first, because I want to create urgency. Like just tell me. Yeah, go.
Yeah, what is if we do nothing? Yeah.
So it's 6 months from now and nothing's changed. In fact, your deadlift might even be going to less weight because you've done nothing. Tell me what happens if we do nothing. And I'll answer that. Dude, that is not an option. I'm going to have to do something. Veronica.
Well, you mentioned that's not really an option. So tell me, what does it make with your mind just thinking about you wouldn't grab the option?
Okay, that's an optional question. What I want you to do there, Veronica, is I've just said that not doing it's not an option. So then dig into that. So it's like, okay, tell me what you're feeling in this moment, because it's 6 months from now and your weights are still going lighter. Tell me what you're feeling right now. It's 6 months from now and you're not as strong as you'd like to be. What does that feel like? I'm going to tell you even more pain. Go ahead, Veronica. Do it.
So, Mike, tell me what it feels like you're getting even weaker from now on.
You know what? I would absolutely be embarrassed for myself. Alvin.
Sorry, I was
you need to go?
But I think no, but this is quite deep, and I actually had this kind of call this week. I don't know. Sorry.
So so now what we've done is you're embarrassed. You're so now it's like, okay, like Mike, you're 6 months from now, if you keep going down this path, you're going to be feeling embarrassed. Let's stop this. I want you to imagine now you've like we've hit the wall of absolute pain. It's embarrassment. You could label it shame. Because that's what it is, right? Like you're feeling embarrassed. You're feeling ashamed because you're a former athlete, bro. Now I want you to imagine it's 6 months from now, or it's 5, whatever the SMART goal was. I'm going to go back to it, right? It's 16 weeks from now. And what we've done is we've been able to do this. Tell me what that feels like. Just don't go into, we've done this, and too much. And you're talking, you're making these grandiose things where it's like, just shut the F up and just say, it's 16 weeks from now. We've done this. Tell me what it feels like. Oh, it feels amazing. It feels amazing, Mike. You feel strong again. I just want you to explain to me what feeling strong again means to you. You guys notice my tone? Like this is serious. Take your time. Enjoy it, by the way. This is practiced. Yeah. Alvin, does that help? I know that you got to go. You need to drop off. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's going to inspire me for a voice memo I'm just about to send out. So yeah.
Do it. Laser time. Let's go. Awesome. Anthony, go ahead, bro.
So when you future pace 16 weeks just then because that's what he said he wanted.
Yeah.
I normally future pace, imagine this, like 12 months from now, etc. Although I normally, my offer is like 6 month program.
Sure.
I normally pitch. Would you, when you future pace, do you future pace the length of the program in 6 months? Or do you future pace what they say?
So you can combination in this because you can say, let's say, for example, their goal is 5 months. They want to be able to achieve something and you have a 6 month plan. And so you could mix it in the sense of saying, so Anthony, now I want you to imagine it's 5 months from now and we've hit your goal. And then it's even a month later and we're now on our maintenance plan. Because you can do that. You can have somebody go hit goal within 5 months and then they've started their maintenance plan. I mean, what you want in a maintenance plan, you've heard me say this before, you want people to look at their maintenance plan like one of these. They're paying you monthly. They don't give a shit how much they pay. They can't live without this. Like the rest of us. We're all addicted. We all need our phones. So we pay our monthly bill and we just move on. So you can combine that. I want you to imagine that it's 5 months from now. Like you got to make the goal matter and then link it to something like so. And you can ask a double question. It's like, I want you to go into 5 months from now. We hit your goal. And I've done this and I've got the call recorded. It's great. I was talking to a dentist because in the SOS Dojo, we deal with a variety of different businesses and industries. And I was talking to a dentist and her name was Reedy Patel. And I said, so Reedy, it's 6 months from now and we're hitting your sales numbers. Tell me what that feels like. She says, oh, it feels great. I said, awesome. It feels great. It's so great that in fact that, you know what? I want you to imagine that you and I come to Florida and we're celebrating. You pick the restaurant. What restaurant are we going to celebrate at? She tells me the name of the restaurant. I said, awesome. I said, what are you eating? Tell me what you're eating. She says, I don't know what I'm eating, but I'm drinking wine. And we both start laughing. True story. I'm setting the stage of success. I said, hey, so tell me what it feels like when we clink our wine glasses and you have a sip. Tell me what it tastes like to feel that victory. Her words to me were, where do I sign up? I didn't even mention the price yet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
You got to do the first part, which is where's the pain? Like again, what's the lesson here? Too many of you, some of you that are likely watching the recording, too many of you do the future pacing thing way too soon, and what ends up happening is you're missing out on the gap of urgency, and you're missing out on the pain that creates the desire to want to get there. And then what's the link? So what's the desire for Mike, you guys? If you were to pinpoint this out, we've just gone over this. Okay. I told you what his SMART goals were. What is his desire? Can anybody tell me?
Feel strong again.
To feel strong again? Yeah. What does it really mean? Like for somebody who was competitive before, what does he want again?
Probably wants to feel alpha. That's probably what
He say what, Jeffrey?
he probably wants to feel alpha.
He wants to feel alpha? Yeah.
Probably.
I will
Validation from outside.
so
People look at him and see a whole model.
So yeah, and Renato, yes, and I will give Jeffrey the thumbs up on this because feeling alpha, it's the ultimate deep-rooted desire was this guy wants to get back to that competitive edge that he used to have. That's it. It like the body fat and everything else is part of it. And ultimately, he wants to feel alpha. He wants to feel like even if he's never going to compete again, he just wants to feel that edge. Like there's a point in our lives like I used to compete. I still love the idea that I can. Like forever young, man. Forever young. Like, and by the way, you got to bring that youthful energy on this. It's so critical. That's why, like, I mean, because these same people, they come to you, like they come and talk to all of you because you have something that they desire. And it's that verve, that energy, the look, the whatever you're putting out there in your 7-Eleven for, they want that. They want to be able to have dessert on a regular basis like Harrison does and still be lean and go, how does that work? Like, that's the thing. So you bring that to the table. That's the thing that attracts them. Stay young, my friends. Like, yeah, I have content coming out with me and my dog that I adopted 2 months ago. I'm 54. I play hide and go seek in the house. I'm a 54-year-old child. We play tag at the park. Tag, like on a play structure where like 3-year-olds are. I get all the kids off so the dog and I can run after. It's a freaking riot. It's awesome. People want that shit. Bring the joy to it. People train so that they can go out and do the stuff that you and I all get to do. It's so good. Like, we're lucky. Don't forget, you got to feel gratitude in your heart so that you can help others feel the same. All right. So at this point, there's one thing that you need to do. You've got the person's desire. So to recap, you go, so Mike, you want this goal, this goal, this goal. So ultimately you can regain that alpha that you once were because the best days are ahead of you, bro. So on a scale, then you go urgency. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is it How important is it for you to be able to pack on those 10 pounds of lean muscle in 16 weeks so you can cut your body fat from 18 to 12 within 5 months, and you can increase your squat and deadlift by 50 pounds in 4 months so that you can ultimately feel that power again and reclaim that competitive edge and prove that your best physique isn't behind you anymore. It's actually ahead of you. Tell me, where are you on that? Scale of 1 to 10. How important and urgent is it for you? Come on. Like, the motive to action. I haven't even talked price yet, Anthony. It's just the motive to action. Once I understand their motive to action, then I'll empower them to decide. Does that make sense? Awesome. You guys are on fire. Have yourselves a great week. Next week, we're diving into the spouse objection. All right. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya. That's an example of what we do in the dojo. We practice, we do it live. People get the opportunity to practice something that's really important. It's called critical thinking skills. It's not only knowing the questions that you would ask on a sheet of paper, it's understanding that if a conversation goes to a certain direction, that you know where to take it yourself and that you can lean into some of these really challenging conversations while building a relationship with someone. This is critical. So I'm going to invite you to step into the dojo, come in and practice this with me, because I can tell you, if you're finding sales to be difficult, it's because you're likely doing it the old school way. And I want to invite you into the dojo, and you can come and earn your black belt. Do it the way that it's meant to be. Do it the way that people will want to tell other people to come and visit you. All right, I'll see you in the dojo.